Welcome to CARDESIGN.ACADEMY and the exciting conclusion of the SL Coupe. I've been working on a beautiful exterior and matching interior over this tutorial series, and today I'm going to wrap up some of the final interior details. So I've done some work on some of these areas, and I wanted to show you some of the thoughts that I have. So first of all, I've done quite a bit more work on the steering wheel. Added a bit more detail in the grip area, in the steering wheel center, the airbag cover, and even divided up the steering wheel rim into two colors of material. And also just did some more tuning on the seats, especially on the rear throne. And most importantly, and here I'll back up and I'll show you with the roof taken off. I've got now two driving modes. So I've got the driver's mode which has a steering wheel, and then I have an AV mode in which the front seats disappear, the steering wheel disappears, and the main screen comes rearward, and the center armrest opens up into a table. So this becomes a very VIP environment for a single occupant to get around in style. So with that, I'm just going to do some very quick final detailing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this layer stitching. And I'm going to show you just some techniques that I use to achieve kind of a stitched look using a black ink brush, very similar to how I do cut lines on the exterior. So I'm just going to be using a very thin black ink brush, and I'm going to be turning on my mirror. And especially in these kind of areas where you have a very large area of fabric or leather or whatever it is, you want to kind of break it up so it looks like it could be sewn together. So in a very similar way to how I do the exterior cut lines, I'll add these very simple stitch lines. And it's going to just give the thing a very handcrafted appearance. And really fine tune those lines, get them as close as I can to the surface of the seat. And again, just running a stitch down the center. These don't have to be super perfect. In Keyshot or VRED, these will appear as almost like pencil lines on surface. Try to follow some of the tighter contours because stitching, think of fabric as like paper. It really doesn't want to bend in too many different directions at the same time. So there's a tendency to want to, if you're stitching leather, for example, you want to stitch it in such a way that patches of leather can be easily sewn together. This would be the main door cut here. Actually, while I'm at it, I'm just going to turn on my glass and just see. Actually, yeah, we're not going to have a door cut there because door cuts up here. So probably run the door cut up this way. And then if I go to driver mode, I'll turn off the glass again, and I can see my driver seats here. Again, I'm going to want to stitch these in such a way that they look handcrafted. And then to mirror those stitches, I just do this. So you can see how very quickly you can get a higher level of realism just adding a few stitch lines to everything. And then lastly, I'm going to put in some vent detailing. So with that, use a metallic material, go into my sub D here, and my sub D ribbon. And I'm going to need to go into my IP layer here. What I'm trying to do is a kind of an abstract version of a three-pointed star. I'm going to take the same theme and drop it over here and try to reinterpret it in an angled configuration. So very quickly I'm able to add a significant amount of polish and detail with just a few stitches and some additional details here and there, like in the vents and in the steering wheel control areas. And I'm very, very close to having a nice, compelling final model. So at this point, I'd say the car is about 99% complete. I'm going to do a few more edits, and then I'm going to be doing a series of demo videos on how to render a gravity sketch model in VRED. Now this applies also to KeyShot or Blender or Unreal Engine, Twinmotion, any of the rendering programs you prefer to use. I like VRED because it has some very, very nice features in terms of materials and lighting. I can do baked shadows, and I can do real-time anti-aliasing, which really helps produce images quickly. So we'll get into that in the next series of videos, but at this point, I'd say the model is just about done, and I really appreciate you watching. It's been a great journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll join you next time at CARDESIGN.ACADEMY.